Hello and welcome to day 2 of Microsoft Ignite, and we have some announcements for today as well.
Yep.
And let's start once again with the stuff around Endpoint and Intune.
Intune, yeah. So we did have 2 big sessions, and one was was focused on this, what's new in general in Intune, and the second was about the Zero Trust Cloud Native approach. And maybe Oliver, one thing that's really big is this topic around enhanced hardware inventory, right?
Oh yes, there's really something fundamentally changed. So they changed the data layer basically to store better user and hardware properties basically, and hopefully we can use them later on in queries and stuff.
Yep.
So that would be very, very helpful. And it is expected to be expanded to cross-platform. So we will see the enhanced hardware inventory even for macOS, Android devices in the future.
iOS.
It will probably arrive somewhere in 2025.
Yeah.
Regarding in the beginning of 2025. I think that's really a big announcement from my perspective, because that was all the time missing since 10 years. Basically.
Everyone was celebrating when this was announced, right? So there were a lot of announcements pre-Ignite also that also showed that there will be enhancements in this topic, but the device inventory doesn't really stop there. So this data layer that you talked about also involves the device query topic, right?
Oh yes, device query is more or less a little bit similar. We are also gathering for attributes, but this time in real time. And the most interesting thing for that is the actions which can be executed with it.
Yeah, we were thinking about, are those actions limited to those that you can already do in the device blade, restart, wipe, delete devices.
Yes.
But they showed multiple screenshots where we could also see that you could execute scripts.
Yeah.
So this is really interesting, right?
Super cool for troubleshooting purposes.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, devices with certain registry keys get certain remediation fixes basically based on a PowerShell script or something, and that typically just run by the KQL search.
Yeah.
But KQL search is a good thing, because there's also something upcoming in regards to KQL.
Yeah, the Copilot thingy that they also showcased there was that you can create a KQL query with natural language.
Yeah.
So you say maybe like, hey, show me devices with a certain OS version. We did have that example a lot, but there are a lot of use cases, certain registry keys. But the Copilot would build the query for you that you can just execute at this stage.
And honestly, that's really a very, very useful application for an Copilot, an AI product in our field. Because we haven't seen so many AI things in system management, but this is a very, very good use case in my opinion.
Yeah,
it will really make things more easier for the end users. Just type in, hey, give me everything which is not installed via this special patch or whatever, and it just translate it.
But imagine a world where you just type in what you want and everything will be executed automatically. And you don't even have to run the query. Copilot does it for you.
But it might be the obvious next step. So
the
maybe
version 2,
we have
right?
seen it a lot of times. Version 1, version 2.
Yeah.
But maybe they have to remove the from the Copilot, because if Copilot is really take the action, then it
maybe
would
we call it autopilot again.
Yeah, the autopilot for autopilot. That would be nice.
Yeah. There's a lot of things also happening. Windows 365 link.
They showed a great special purpose built hardware device.
Yep.
It reminds me a little bit on this typical thin client stuff. they told us, hey, that's not really a thin client, it's a special purpose hardware device, super hardened for a VDI access Windows 365. I like it from the first impression, but we have to see it in real life.
The idea behind it was also to enable environments to use that as a kind of a multi-user device. So if you log in, you will only see your Windows 365 machines and can start and boot them up. If I log into that device, I see mine, right?
Yeah,
so,
and especially the whole setup procedure from this thing that they showed us is like minutes. So imagine if you have to equip a whole floor with something like this. This is a matter of hours to get everything up and running, and not days anymore.
Yeah, and everything is Intune native.
Correctly.
Which means I can configure it completely in Intune, updates, configuration policies, and so on. Everything. Applications, of course.
Yeah, it will just light up as a new Windows device, basically, and is controlled via the same mechanisms.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, we do have a lot of other things on the list. macOS user certificates.
Yeah, a quick one, but heavily requested finally. So we can finally store the certificates in the user space. So we push him down with the user channel. Yeah. So heavily requested and now finally there. That's a good addition, finally. But in the Apple space, there were some big announcements as well.
Yeah, the even bigger announcement was Vision Pro support and the Apple TV support. And the Vision Pro thingy is really interesting. I saw a lot of people on LinkedIn and Twitter complaining why I can't use my Teams client inside my Apple Vision. The problem was that the compliance state wasn't delivered to Azure or Entra to complete this conditional access process. So they couldn't just log in. And now the Apple Vision Pro also supports the Microsoft Authenticator to just close that gap. So it should work now.
Cool. Yeah. Nice. So a lot of great things in the system management space.
Yep.
Then maybe it's time to hear something about Entra or all the other security stuff.
Yeah, so for me it was really a focus day on the Entra topics, and one of the highlights always when it comes to the Ignite is Alex Simmons' session, because he's sharing more, and one of my favorites is when they're talking about statistics about the identity attacks that they see in the wild. And there has been some smaller announcement, like there will be a real-time detection for password spray. Password spray is still a thingy, and we like to get away from passwords. I think this turn on MFA stuff we heard on every Ignite from year to year, and now Passkeys has become GA, so finally, and I think there's no reason why not to start with the deployment in the organizations and in the different environments. And I must say I was also very interested to see how Copilot fits to the Microsoft Entra story, because they showed a demo, and the topics around service principle is close to my heart, and therefore I was really amazed about a way that you ask Copilot about, hey, what are some risky service principles, and are there some assignments to an owner, and create me a script to remove the owner from the service principle. So that was the demo story. I found it really nice, and I would expect there are some other use cases like analyzing conditional access failures or describing conditional access. It's currently just a summarized text. I would hope that they have more gap analysis. That would be really nice to see, because we know from customer projects, conditional access is a really difficult topic, because there's so many moving targets. And therefore, I think there is some potential in using Copilot.
So
for
Copilot
Microsoft.
would also create the script for you to check for the overprivileged.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, that's so to remove that, and I would expect it based on the Microsoft Graph PowerShell, not on the old deprecated.
Okay, that's
AD
nice.
PowerShell.
Okay.
Yeah. Alongside of that one, there has been a really nice session about Zero Trust implementation, and what I found really nice that they talked about the gaps of Microsoft Entra private and internet access in the public preview, and having some announcement what coming next to close the gap, because there was some customer story and they said how they replaced their traditional VPN with the Secure Edge product by Microsoft. Tomorrow there will be a couple of sessions around private access and internet access. I think we will have a particular word on that one as well. But in the session overall, I really like the way that they shared customer stories. They shared also a full lifecycle story about an employee that changed the department, the job role, and how everything's put now together with the Microsoft Entra Suite. So not really something new, but even for me, someone that is close to the announcements and changes, it was really impressive to see the end-to-end story that we have now with Microsoft Entra.
Nice.
So,
great.
Yeah. And there has been a little bit of an announcement without any particular attention to a deep dive session, but about the secure password deployment. Ollie, we talked about that before. There has been a missing feature since the deprecation of what was it called? My Apps, My Sign In browser extension. There has some safe password SSO. I guess password SSO was the feature name, and now you can create a shared password. And by using the latest version of Microsoft Edge, you can have securely access to the shared password. And there was also some mentioning that you can integrate it to the Zero Trust security policies, which I would expect has something to do with the stuff called conditional access, right? So
is that already available?
There has been no details about it, right? So I missed.
I've seen some blog posts already regarding it's the Edge for Business stuff, but the general availability, or basically the preview, I'm not sure if it's already available for us.
But in the end, what I really like to point out, even you have watched all the sessions here live or in person, it's still important to have a particular look in the book of news and also take a look around the blog post of Microsoft Ignite. Sometimes there are some small side notes, and that brings up some announcements.
There are a lot
features.
of side notes.
Yeah.
The Intune part was surprising for me. The Intune chapter in the book of news is really short.
Yes.
And it also includes stuff that's, I think, unrelated to Intune.
Yeah.
The Entra private access was inside the chapter, I guess.
Yeah.
Because Intune is part of security category.
But there were also some small side things within the session. So even the book of news had something missing in the sessions. That's the other way around now.
Yeah.
We had some hints about, for example, pre and post scripts are coming to the application model. So it's always worth to visit Ignite in person to see all these small little details, get in networking, and dive into the conference spirit, and then talk to the community and share all this stuff.
Exactly. I guess we are done with the recap of day 2. Thanks for watching. We will do a next recap tomorrow. See you then.
See you.
Bye.